You feel like you're being irresponsible with your money? Like you have no clue what's happening, how to keep it, how to spend it, or generally just deal with it in any way? That's exactly how I felt a few years ago. And I feel like it's generally how a lot of people feel because no one really teaches us how to properly deal with our money. In my experience, there are definitely things that you need to keep in mind when you want to be on the more responsible track with your money. And in today's video, I'm going to break it all down so you can find that little part of your soul that's a total financial rock star. Or if that's too much pressure, just start being a little more mature in handling your finances. Hi everyone, welcome to the Ready Set Life YouTube channel. My name is Brittany and I'm a financial coach who makes videos all about taking the fear out of finance so that you can live the rest of your life. And that all starts with being responsible with your money. Now, responsible is a pretty relative word, especially when it comes to money. There are many different ways to handle it. My philosophy as a coach and what I've found is that every person is kind of totally different. The threshold for mature or responsible is usually incredibly variable depending on who is talking. No matter where your responsible bar is, there are a few skills that everyone needs to build. And I just want to put in a little disclaimer here because apparently I over-delivered in this video and it's incredibly long. So I'm going to now chop it up into two different parts. So this part is going to be the first part. It's going to have the first 3 skills in it, and then the second part is going to have skills 4 and 5. So that will be out on next Thursday if you're watching this when it comes out. And up in the cards, I'll put it somewhere if it's already out. If I've already put it out, it'll be linked here. The first skill is see the bigger picture. A lot of the problems that people have with money come from not being able to see the bigger picture. They'll think that they have all their bills paid and then they'll go on a little shopping spree because they totally forget that that annual fee is coming up next month. So, always have a clear idea of what the bigger picture is. It's not bad or shameful to go on those little shopping sprees, but be aware of the other things that are going on in your life so you can make informed decisions. Don't just think about the right now. Understand what's happening in the whole month, in the whole year even. Just try brainstorming all the things that are going to happen for you throughout the year. Yes, year. All those annual subscription fees that you forgot about, yearly maintenance for your car, the gifts that you buy for holidays and birthdays, everything. Take a look at all the dates of those things and put them in your calendar. Not just when they happen, but also put them in a month before they happen. Like, if Joe's birthday is in June, you're going to have a reminder that comes up in May that says, hey, reminder, Joe's birthday is next month. So you know what your money is kind of already earmarked for. What's even better is if you can start saving in advance for those things, so you'll have the money when you get to that time. So you can do this for the whole year if you wanted to. So like, if you usually spend approximately $50 for Joe's birthday, just calculate how much money that you'll need to save every month before that time and put it away every month in a separate little savings account that's labeled like gifts or like Joe's birthday spending. That way it doesn't hurt so much when it comes out all at once. Skill number 2 is be aware. You always want to know what's coming in and what's going out. You don't have to keep track of every little nickel and dime, but you do need to be aware of the bills that you have and what you generally spend on things. You want to know when these things come out of your account, and again, to look at the bigger picture to make sure that all of this lines up within the larger context. And yes, this usually means you need a budget.
Oh my god, she said the bad B word.
I hate budgets. Budgets are so terrible and restrictive.
First of all, if you make them properly, then they're not. Second of all, budget is not a bad word. It's literally just a written understanding of where your money is going. Would you rather not have an idea of where it's going and deal with the anxiety of never knowing if your paycheck's going to cover what it needs to? I didn't think so. All right, apparently this lipstick's got me feeling a little sassy. I'll get off my soapbox now and back to the video. You have to understand the things that you're spending are matching up with what's coming in. And again, this doesn't mean that you have to keep all your receipts or a big spreadsheet of all the purchases that you're making. If you're into that sort of thing, then totally works for you. But for the average person, that's probably too much detail and will make you super overwhelmed. So what you need to know is what's in these 3 categories: bills and recurring expenses, day-to-day spending, and non-recurring spending. Bills are pretty easy to deal with. You just make a list of all of the bills or all the stuff that you pay for on a regular basis that's generally kind of the same amount. Like your phone bill maybe, or a car payment, you want to have a clear idea of what's coming out of your account on a regular basis. Day-to-day spending, you're going to want to average out what you spend. So this category includes things like restaurants or going to the movies, maybe even groceries or gas, and those type of things can be kind of hard to nail down exactly how much you spend. So just take a look at the last 3 months and take the average that you spent on those expenses. Break it down by paycheck and make sure that you have kind of an aggregated amount that you're going to spend within. And this kind of gives you a limit to spend between, so it's not going to mess up whatever the rest of the structure of your plan is, without having to have to count every single thing that you're spending on. Non-recurring expenses is the third category, and basically it's all the stuff that I told you to not forget about in the first part of the video. So make sure you're going through and actually understanding and taking into account those expenses that do come up but aren't on the top of your mind on a regular basis. Skill number 3 is check-ins. When you're getting all of this set up, you're going to be looking at your bank account a lot. You're going to be talking, thinking, and breathing money. Okay, not really, but you know what I mean. But the aim is actually not to be stressing over money 24/7. We want to be on sort of a controlled autopilot. And to me, that means check-ins. Once you have all this money stuff settled and working like a well-oiled machine, you're going to want to focus on other things. And that's okay. That's what we want. The money machine can run in the background all at once, but that autopilot still needs to be controlled. You still need to check in with your money every once in a while to make sure that things aren't going off the rails. I recommend 3 different things: a monthly quick read, a quarterly check, and a yearly review. A monthly quick read is something that you do every month, and it's basically just to look over your accounts. So make sure you're reading all of your bills, take a look at your credit card statements and bank accounts, and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. You don't want to be seeing any mystery fees or charges that you aren't aware of. And you want to make sure that you're doing this monthly because those types of things you want to catch super quickly. During these sorts of checks, you also want to be kind of mentally taking note of what's working for you and what's not working, especially at the beginning. So is there anything that you didn't have money for that you needed, or is there anything that you're having trouble staying on budget for? Remember, it's okay to go back and change the original plan. The first budget never works, and we're constantly changing and growing with our money. So give yourself some grace and don't hate yourself for not sticking to what isn't working. On top of your regular monthly check, every 3 months you're going to add a little bit extra. So you're going to check in with how your goals are going. Are you on track to saving what you want? And you're also going to check in with any kind of admin or process type things. So is there anything that you want to change with your money, like administratively, like switching to paper billing instead of electronic billing, or making sure that you're adding that reminder to like a new cell phone bill that you just added? Anything like that. You also want to review those upcoming non-recurring expenses. Make sure that you haven't forgotten any expenses that might be coming up in the next 3 months. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to remember things if the timeline is shorter. And also, things may have just changed since you last thought about those expenses. So make sure that you add a regular time to keep all those things on track. And the third thing is a yearly review. Once a year, you're going to want to do sort of a deep dive on your finances. Do everything you normally do in the other check-ins, but kind of add like an extra deep level. Make sure that you're checking on things like bank fees. Is there a better bank that you could switch to? What about a credit card? You should also be making sure that you're looking at all of your goals. What are the money dreams that you have for the next year? For the next 5 years? Is your current money plan going to get you there? i.e., are you saving enough money to reach their goals in the time frame that you want to make it in? If you need help with your money goals, I'm going to leave a link in the cards to a video that I did on setting smart financial goals. And that's definitely how I suggest setting up your plans, and will really help you out a lot with that. All right, as I said at the beginning, I'm actually going to be making this a 2-part video. This is 2. So this was the first part, skills 1 to 3, and next Thursday I'm going to be putting out skills 4 and 5. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments down below what is the most responsible adulty thing that you've ever done with your money. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you're notified of all of my new videos, and the one that's going out next week, which is the part 2. Until next time, I'm wishing you great financial health. Bye! If you're into sort of that bit, so just took a look in a book, reading Rainbow. Okay. You also want to be aggregated.